The technique of the week today would be attacking mace. And in this case, you have the opponents coming with a punch. The mace is attacking you, and that's what we can say that's called attacking mace. So what we're doing in this case is this, is that you have an opponent that basically comes in with a straight right punch. He's stepping in with the same side that he's punching. So what we want to be able to do in this case, I'm going to go right ahead and demonstrate this with Min, is that as he comes in with the punch, I'm going to be, again, distance is your best friend, so as he comes in, I want to be able to step back, but at the same time I block. Now, I want to be able to block either at the elbow or above it, because we need to keep in mind that in the street we can get hit one of two ways. Either you're going to be getting hit intentional, or you can be getting hit by accident. And in this case, what can happen is that when he comes in with a punch, if I block here, his arm can still fold, and now I'm going to be ending up getting hit with the elbow, which is an accidental strike. So basically what I want to be able to do, I want to be able to check the arm at the elbow. So what I do is that I take a step back, as he comes in, I block, I throw a right punch doing a forward ball stance, as I check with the left side, then I grab with the right side, I throw a roundhouse kick, and then from here I go right ahead and just check the leg as I go right into a right punch, okay? Now, one other thing that I want to point out is that, the three dimensions of motion would be height, width, and depth. So what I'm talking about is this, is that if Min comes in, let's say he just throws the punch here. If I just go right ahead and do this, all I'm really doing, I'm just checking his width. Okay, although he can kind of still spin around and try to hit off the other side. But if he wanted to punch off the other side, see, I'm checking his width. But I'm not really doing anything in terms of checking his height or checking his depth. Now, if I go right ahead and I do pull up diagonally down, okay, especially after I done the kick, then I'm checking his height, but I'm also checking his width, okay? But the only thing that I'm not doing, I haven't checked his depth. And what can happen is this, is that if I do this, that means he still has the ability to hit. And all he has to do is do a front crossover, see if he and then from here, see if he can knee me right into that, because there's nothing that I done to control that. So what we want to be able to do in this technique is this, is that as he comes in with a punch, I block, see, I punch here, I grab, I kick, and now see, with the right hand, I check his height and his width. But then with my leg here, I'm checking his depth. So now if he wanted to cross to the front, he can, okay? And then from here, I just go right into the punch, and then I can cover out into a fight. Okay, so the technique of today was, again, attacking mace. And one of the things that we can be doing in this technique is this, is that basically we can go right ahead, and if we look at the technique by itself, we can say that, and what we're learning from this technique is that the technique is teaching us opposites, okay? And that can be opposites within itself. And what I mean by that is that I can go right ahead and, like, if Min comes in, and I'll demonstrate this slowly, is that, see, if he comes in, I can go right ahead. One way I can do it, I can block here, I can punch, I can kick, then I can come back into a fighting stance. So that could be one way I can do the technique. I can block, punch, and kick, then come back into a fighting stance. The second way that I can do this technique, and this is kind of in a way the way we do it in the technique evading the storm, is that when he comes in with a punch, I go right ahead and I block, then I go right ahead and check here, I can kick here, I step in, then I can go right ahead and go into the left punch. So basically now what I did in the second way that I did it, I went right ahead and kicked first, and then I went right ahead and I follow up with a punch. Where the first way the way I did it was that I punch, then I follow up with a kick. So if we think about it, this kind of doing the two ways of doing the technique, but we're doing the opposite. And that's why we say that the technique itself can be opposite within itself. But if we kind of look at yellow belt techniques and we say, well, how many techniques, how many punch techniques do we have in yellow belt? We only have 2. Okay, so in other words, like if Ming was, let's say he was facing that way, and let's say I go right ahead and the first punch technique, sordo destruction. Since sordo destruction, I step back with the left, I do an extended outward block, and what he's doing in this technique, he's stepping back, you know, so just that alone, see, I'm blocking with the right, he's blocking with the left, I'm blocking on the inside, he's blocking on the outside, he's blocking a straight punch, I'm blocking a left roundhouse punch. So all the weapons from sordo destruction are off the front side, all the weapons of attacking mace are off the rear side, he's hitting with the hand closed, I'm hitting with the hand open, all those things are opposite, okay? So as we can see, the technique attacking mace is opposite within itself, and then it is also opposite in terms of being opposite to sordo destruction, okay? And the thing that we need to remember too is that, you know, I really believe that every belt in the Kenpo system has a theme, you know, and the theme for this belt would be a basic introduction to the Kenpo system, okay? So, and what are we learning from this technique is teaching us opposites, okay? Thank you, and be sure that you subscribe to our channel, okay? So.